Alright, try to make this quick. I'm not going to overreact this time. I'm not going to take something that is personal. Alright, so I did complain about Vital Fine's video. It's now got, whatever, 80 or 90 views. I just got a message. I complained about it to the moderators. They sent me back a message saying, this is what she said, what's the problem? Alright, her tags say leech and ungrateful. So she's essentially calling me an ungrateful leech, which is a pretty personal statement. Alright, yes, it is true. I have made videos, reluctantly, where I explained a personal circumstance because the subject came up, and I felt it's necessary for people who live the circumstance to talk about the circumstance. It's not unlike Mel's basket case. She has a personal circumstance, and she has the courage to talk about it. And she pays a price for that, a significant price for that. And I wanted to avoid that, but, I'm sort of stuck with it now, okay? Because some people won't let it go. And because they lose an argument, like Pizza Boy, they have to play the game now. They have to make the personal accusations, false accusations, libelous accusations. So I will state, I do have a lawsuit in the Fifth Circuit, okay, federal court, in the appeals court. It goes back to a judge, then yes, Vital Fines, I'll add you as a a defendant. Okay, if that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. Because I think it is against the law for you may add 1 and 1 and come up with 2. You're allowed to do that in your own little brain. You're allowed to even have a personal conversation with somebody. But when you make a public video and make a statement about my personal life that obliges me now to defend myself against this accusation of ungrateful leech, then you've invaded my privacy. You've violated my rights not to owe you any explanations. Because I don't owe you any fucking explanations. I don't owe anybody, any explanations. I'm discussing philosophy and economics. You want to make it a personal discussion? Then yes, let's talk about how fat people are, and let's talk about how much their pussies smell, and let's talk about how flabby their breasts are, and let's, if that's the game you want to play, then we'll play the fucking game. We'll just go right back to the Hitler mustache bullshit. Anyway, now I'm getting pissed, and I don't want to do that. Alright, look, since I'm obliged to explain, I'm going to explain. Yeah, I have agoraphobia. I started getting it when I was about 13 years old, and yes, it ruined my life. But I did work from the time I was 11 years old. When I was 15 years old, I was working more than 40 hours a week, and going to school. And I kept doing that until I was about 20, and then things really got tough. I still worked from home, and I had saved about $40,000. So I lived off that for a few years, and then when things got really tight, I just, had to just keep cutting back. So I lived through 5 New Jersey winters, at least 5, no heat, no hot water. I lived a miserable existence. And eventually, reluctantly, I filed for disability, and it took 2 years, but I was awarded disability from Social Security, a system I paid into, an insurance system I paid into. My father paid into it. And I get a $600 check a month that I live on, a meager kind of miserable existence that you can afford in New Jersey on $600 a month. All right. At the time I applied, my father was just retiring. He wasn't a wealthy man. He was just a middle-class person. That's all. Ironically, he happened to make more money in his retirement gaming the system than he made as a highly productive, did a lot of really interesting experiments with cobalt and some other interesting materials for Allied Chemical for 30 years. But ironically, made more money just gaming the stock market after he retired. Okay. Now, there's no legal obligation, okay? When I filed for disability, I was over 30 years old. he has no legal obligation anymore to take care of me. I'm not his responsibility anymore. I'm not his liability. If I go to rob a bank, they're not going to arrest him. Okay? I'm not his problem anymore. I have decided long ago, when I was very young, that yeah, I wasn't going to be part of some system that protects me from disaster because I'm related to somebody. All right, that didn't make any sense to me. I decided I was going to be just as vulnerable to dying as a homeless man as any other human being in this society. And if the society didn't give a shit, then the society doesn't give a shit. And frankly, I wasn't even interested anyway. I'd rather exchange the whole thing for a right to die in a graceful and dignified manner, my way. So yeah, give me the $5 worth of chemicals. Let me buy the $5 worth of chemicals legally that are used to euthanize a dog, and I'll take care of myself all by myself. So anyway, I just this is just so offensive that I'm required to speak philosophy. I must be required now to defend who I am and what I am, because some old well, anyway, we won't even get into descriptions. So whatever, this is the last I'm going to speak of it. Somebody else wants to drag it up again, fine. But Vloggerheads, you've proven what you are. I can get this at YouTube. I can get that kind of video at YouTube made against me. That's you know. So bravo. You just proved that this is another variety of the same shit. You don't have the intelligence and the integrity to fight the honest fight, so you fight the cheat. And that's what the whole discussion was really about, was cheating. And you're just showing your character. It's a cheat. She had to cheat. She can't win the argument on the merits, so she pulled out the cheat. So yeah, if everybody else wants to put their life on the table so we can scrutinize it and judge it and critique it, every decision you've made, every hour you've worked, every job you did, then let's play the game. As I'm not embarrassed by my life. I'm a little embarrassed to have the frailty of an abnormal psychology. And if you really want to understand it, go look up something like vertigo. Okay, there's syndromes that happen to people, and it becomes a mechanical part of their conditioning, and it's very problematic. And there's not some simple pill you take and it goes away. But anyway, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to defend my life to you assholes. Yeah, well, whatever. That's just it. It's just disgusting that it has to go here. That people really have to be obliged to play some secret game, put a veil up that's so thick we can't even see each other, because as soon as the argument gets tough, the weak and the pitiful are going to start cheating, and they're going to start ripping the veil and trying to take real pieces out of your identity and your character. That's all it is a character assassination, taken from a long range. But whatever. Pretty disgusting is all I got to say. And the fact that I would have to explain it to a moderator, it's pretty weaselly anyway that I have to even make the fucking complaint. But obviously you don't have character, so I just say fuck you to the moderators. I mean, you're moderating a shithole, so that's your choice to play that game, but it rubs off on you. I'm sorry. It's guilt by association. This is your standards, and your standards are hypocrisy and bullshit. That's all. The end. Thanks a lot.